Welcome to the Paper Crafters Library. In this video I'm going to show you how to create this birthday washi tape card. So here I have a piece of Paper Tray Ink Stampers Select white cardstock. I've cut this to 4 by 5 1/4 of an inch and I've held it onto my grid paper with some Dotto adhesive, which is a temporary removable adhesive, and it keeps my piece from shifting. Now I've chosen 2 different colors of washi tape. I've got this yellow polka dot and a pink polka dot. Now washi tape is a very fun, easy, and relatively inexpensive way of adding color and texture to your cards. And as I'm going to demonstrate in this card, you can use exclusively that and a sentiment stamp and you've got a fun card. In order to help me make sure I align my pieces straight, I'm going to be using an acrylic graph ruler. I'm going to position it so that it's 3/8 of an inch up from the top edge of, down from the top edge of my cardstock. So I'm using these little lines you see on top of the 6 and the 7. Well, all the numbers really. So I'm just aligning it like that. I'm going to show you how to do this with one piece and then I'll go on and do the other pieces off camera. So first thing I'm going to do is to peel back the washi tape. Now the washi tape is a lower tack adhesive, so you can apply it to surface and remove it, reposition it if you have to. It's not going to tear up your paper underneath. So I'm taking my scissors and I'm cutting the end in a fishtail on an angle. So I'm cutting a little half triangle out of my washi tape. Then I'm just going to use my ruler to help me eyeball how much of this I need to pull out. And then I'm going to take my scissors again and I'm going to cut the other end in this shape. Now, it doesn't much matter how long you cut this to. Like this piece here is 3.5 inches from the end of the tail to the end of the tail. You just want to make sure it's a piece that's big enough for you to stamp your sentiment onto. And then I'm going to try and center it on my cardstock and align the top edge of the washi tape with the bottom edge of my ruler. So there you can see what that looks like. Then for my next piece of washi tape, I'm going to take my ruler again and I'm going to align it. Now I'm going to space it a little bit less than 3/8 of an inch in between, otherwise I'll run out of space at the bottom. So right now I've got it set probably to approximately 1/4 inch, a little bit more than 1/4 inch. You can see this line's a 1/4 inch line and you can see my washi tape's just a little bit above that. So now for my pink one, I want to cut this to a longer piece. So once again, I'm going to cut the tail in that fishtail pattern. This time I'm going to pull it out further. It is going to want to curl up on itself, so you do have to kind of be careful how you hold it. And then I'm going to cut the end in that fishtail pattern and use my ruler to help me get it straight. So now that I've showed you how to do these 2 pieces, I'm going to move this actually right to 1/4 inch there, I think. So now that I've showed you how to do these 2 pieces, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to finish off my last 2 pieces. And as you apply each piece, you do want to try to make sure that it's centered between the left and right edges as much as you possibly can. So there you can see what my cardstock piece now looks like with my washi tape pieces spread onto there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my stamps to stamp on my washi tape. So the ink that I'm going to be using is Ranger Jet Black Archival ink, and I'm going to be using sentiments from 2 different stamp sets. The first stamp set I'm using is this one from Paper Tray called Birthday Bash Sentiments, and I'm using the sentiment that says "and many more." The second stamp, which simply says Happy Birthday, comes from Paper Tray's Birthday Basics stamp set. Now the Happy Birthday I'm going to be using to stamp on my washi tape. Now washi tape is a non-porous surface, which means you have to use a permanent ink, and that's why I've chosen the Archival Jet Black. You could also use an ink like StazOn. Now keep in mind that the surface is going to be a little bit slippery, so you just have to be careful as you're stamping because your stamp may slip a little bit. So if you've never stamped on a slick surface, I would recommend practicing. The other thing that I've noticed is not all washi tape colors seem to take the ink as well, even permanent inks. So test your washi tape before you use it on a project and then realize that the stamp's not going to work and you have to peel it off. So I'm going to start by inking up my happy birthday sentiment. And then I'm going to position it on my washi tape and stamp. So there you can see what that looks like. Now if you want, you can stamp the sentiments one on top of the other, or you can offset them a little bit. So this one I'm going to offset a little bit to the left. The one on the pink, I'm going to go a little bit more to the center again. And then the one at the top, I'm going to offset a little bit to the right. So there you can see what that looks like. Then I'm going to take the And Many More sentiment and I'm going to stamp that just underneath my washi tape here towards the right. So there you can see what that now looks like. So while I give my ink a chance to dry on the washi tape, because it is going to dry a little bit slower than if you just stamp on a porous surface like cardstock, I'm going to color some rhinestones to use. I've chosen my Copic markers. I have YR23 for my yellow, and I've chosen RV13 for my pink. Now Copics are an alcohol-based marker. They're permanent on non-porous surfaces. So as you can see with my rhinestone, I simply need to take my brush tip and I just brush it over my rhinestone. And the more layers you apply, the more intense your color is going to be. So there you can see I've colored my two yellow rhinestones, and now I'm going to color the two pink rhinestones. And then before I apply these to my card, I'm just going to give those a moment to dry. So while my rhinestones are drying, I thought I would apply this to my card front. Now the cardstock I'm using comes from Paper Tray Ink, and I believe this one's the Hibiscus Burst. Simply chose a color that matched the color of my washi tape. So I'm going to take my double-sided adhesive, I'm going to apply it to my card front, and then I'm going to center and stick my white cardstock piece onto my card front. My next step now is to add my rhinestones. So for my rhinestones, I'm going to place one of my yellow ones. I'm basically going to stagger the rhinestones. So I'm going to place one yellow one on this side. I'm going to apply my pink one on this side, my yellow one on this side, and then my other pink one on this side. And it really doesn't matter what side you apply them to. You could do it the other way around as well. So you essentially just want to stagger the rhinestones. So there you can see what our project looks like, and we're now finished. If you enjoyed this video, you enjoy the way we teach, and would like to learn even more, we invite you to check out the Paper Crafters Library. Whether you're a beginner looking to learn the basics or an advanced paper crafter looking to learn new skills and techniques, you'll find it all here. Stamping, card making, scrapbooking, altered art, we cover it all. With over 1,000 videos currently in our library and over 50 videos added each month, we are the largest and most comprehensive online library of video tutorials for paper crafters on the internet. We invite you to visit our library and see what we're all about.